Hello everyone and welcome to Old Coins TV channel. If you love exploring the world of coins, their history, value, and rare discoveries, you've come to the right place. Here, we'll share exciting information about coins from around the world, from ancient treasures to modern currency. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss our latest videos. The Washington Quarter $, 1989 with mint mark D, struck at the Denver Mint, may look like an ordinary modern coin at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, this quarter holds a surprisingly important place in American numismatic history. Released during the final decade of the original Washington Quarter design era, the 1989 D quarter represents a time when the U.S. Mint was producing massive quantities of coinage for everyday circulation. Yet within these millions of coins, rare survivors in very fine condition and above have become increasingly desirable among collectors. The obverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan, with sharp facial details, visible hair lines, and readable inscriptions that still stand out clearly in very fine condition. On the reverse, the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings symbolizes strength and unity, and in well-preserved examples, the feathers, arrows, and olive branches show impressive definition. What makes the 1989 D quarter especially interesting is that it was minted just before the revolutionary changes brought by the state quarters program, making it one of the last, classic, circulating Washington quarters that collectors now actively seek. One of the unique features of the 1989 D Washington Quarter is its role in the transition period of U.S. coinage history. Although millions were produced, most entered circulation and suffered heavy wear, scratches, and damage over time. Finding a 1989 D Quarter today in very fine condition, where major design elements are still strong and evenly worn, is becoming harder each year. Collectors value these coins not only for their condition but also for their historical placement. The Denver Mint was known for high-quality strikes during this era, and many 1989 D quarters show excellent detail compared to their Philadelphia counterparts. Additionally, some coins from this year display subtle die varieties, minting anomalies, or strike characteristics that attract advanced collectors. These include off-center strikes, doubled dies, clipped planchettes, and unusually strong details caused by fresh dies. Coins with such features can dramatically increase in desirability and value, especially when authenticated and graded by professional services. When discussing big market value, it is important to understand that the standard circulated 1989 D quarter is usually worth face value, but the story changes completely when condition, rarity, and errors come into play. A Washington Quarter from 1989 D in very fine condition already carries a premium among collectors who specialize in complete date and mint collections. As the grade increases to extremely fine, about uncirculated, or mint state, prices rise significantly. Professionally graded examples with high mint state scores can sell for impressive amounts. Even more exciting are rare error coins from this year. A genuine double die obverse, major off-metal strike, or dramatic mint error can push the value into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if the coin is visually striking and well preserved. These high-value sales are what make collectors closely examine every 1989 D quarter they find. The current market value of the 1989 D Washington Quarter depends heavily on condition and uniqueness. In very fine condition, collector demand keeps prices above face value, especially for problem-free coins with even wear and clean surfaces. Higher-grade examples certified by PCGS or NGC can sell for much more, and rare error coins have been known to reach the hundreds to thousands of dollars at auction. The key factors that influence value include sharpness of detail, originality of surfaces, absence of damage, and the presence of rare minting characteristics. As time goes on and fewer high-quality examples remain in circulation, the 1989 D quarter continues to gain attention as a sleeper coin in modern U.S. numismatics. In conclusion, the Washington Quarter $, 1989 D is far more than just spare change. It is a historical artifact from the final years of a classic design, a coin with unique features, growing collector demand, and the potential for significant market value when found in very fine condition or better. Whether you are a beginner checking your pocket change or an experienced collector searching for rare errors, the 1989 D quarter deserves a close look. One small detail, one rare variety, or one exceptional condition grade could transform this everyday coin into a valuable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, making it a fascinating and rewarding piece of American coin history. Another important aspect that makes the 1989 D Washington quarter fascinating for collectors is how grading standards dramatically affect its desirability. In very fine condition, this coin shows moderate, even wear across the high points of George Washington's portrait, yet all major design elements remain bold and clearly visible. The word Liberty, the date 1989, and the motto In God We Trust are still strong, while Washington's hair detail and facial structure retain depth that many circulated examples have completely lost. On the reverse, the eagle's wings, chest feathers, and arrows remain well outlined, which is a key indicator collectors look for when determining value. Coins that show balanced wear without deep scratches, corrosion, or cleaning marks stand out in the market. Because most 1989 D quarters were used heavily in daily commerce, finding one that survived decades of circulation in very fine condition is becoming less common, which naturally increases collector interest and long-term value. From a historical perspective, the 1989 D quarter represents the final era of mass circulation American coinage before the U.S. Mint shifted public attention with the launch of the state quarters program in 1999. This makes coins like the 1989 D especially important for collectors who focus on pre-statehood Washington quarters. Many modern collectors are now returning to these earlier dates, realizing that while they were once overlooked, their numbers in higher condition are shrinking every year. This renewed attention has quietly strengthened the market for coins like the 1989 D, particularly those that are professionally graded. As demand grows and supply tightens, prices for quality examples have shown steady improvement, reinforcing the idea that modern coins can still become valuable historical collectibles. The topic of rare mint errors and varieties is where excitement around the 1989 D Washington quarter truly peaks. Error coins are created when something unusual happens during the minting process, such as misaligned dies, incorrect planchettes, or die damage. Some 1989 D quarters have been discovered with off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchettes, or doubled design elements. These coins are extremely desirable because no two errors are exactly the same, making each one unique. When such an error is combined with very fine or better condition, the value can increase dramatically. Authentic, well-documented error quarters from this year have sold at auctions for hundreds of dollars, and in rare, dramatic cases, values can climb into the thousands, especially when certified by trusted grading services. Professional certification plays a crucial role in establishing big market value for the 1989 D quarter. Grading companies such as PCGS and NGC evaluate coins for authenticity, condition, and originality, assigning them a numerical grade that collectors trust worldwide. A certified coin removes doubt from buyers and often sells for significantly more than raw, uncertified examples. This is particularly true for modern coins, where small differences in grade can result in large differences in price. A 1989 D quarter that might appear ordinary to the untrained eye could become a highly sought-after collectible once graded and confirmed as a high-quality or rare specimen. This is why experienced collectors strongly recommend never cleaning coins and always storing promising finds carefully. As the coin market continues to evolve, the investment potential of the Washington quarter 1989 D is gaining attention. While not every coin will be worth a fortune, the combination of historical relevance, diminishing supply in higher grades, and ongoing collector demand makes this quarter an interesting long-term hold. Collectors who build complete date and mint Washington quarter sets often need strong examples from the late 1980s, and competition for these coins continues to grow. Over time, coins that once traded quietly can become key dates within certain condition ranges, pushing values higher and rewarding patient collectors who recognized their importance early. In the end, the 1989 Washington quarter dollar stands as a reminder that valuable coins are not always ancient or made of precious metals. Sometimes, value comes from condition, rarity, and historical timing. A coin pulled from everyday circulation can transform into a prized collectible when it survives in very fine condition or reveals a rare mint error. For collectors, treasure hunters, and YouTube audiences alike, this quarter represents opportunity, history, and the thrill of discovery. Every 1989 quarter deserves a second look, because hidden among ordinary change could be a coin with a story and a value reaching far beyond 25 cents. Another powerful reason the 1989 Washington quarter continues to gain attention is the psychological shift happening in the coin collecting community. For many years, collectors focused heavily on silver coins and very old dates, often ignoring modern-clad coinage. However, as prices for early silver quarters skyrocketed, collectors began to reassess modern issues like the 1989 They realized that while millions were minted, millions were also destroyed, melted, damaged, or worn beyond collectible condition. This means that surviving examples in very fine condition represent only a small fraction of the original mintage. This imbalance between supply and demand is one of the most important drivers of long-term value in numismatics, and it is precisely why coins like the 1989 quarter are now being studied more closely than ever before. Condition rarity plays a massive role in defining what makes a coin valuable, and the 1989 quarter is a textbook example. In very fine condition, the coin shows honest circulation wear without abuse. The fields remain relatively smooth, the rims are complete, and the overall eye appeal is pleasing. Collectors often prefer these natural, original coins over cleaned or altered examples, even if those appear shinier. Original patina, subtle toning, and evenly worn surfaces can significantly enhance desirability. As grading standards tighten and collectors become more educated, coins that once seemed average are now recognized as scarce within their condition category. This has quietly elevated the status of the 1989 quarter among serious Washington quarter specialists. Another factor that cannot be ignored is the educational value of the 1989 Washington quarter. Many collectors begin their journey by searching pocket change, and coins like this serve as a gateway into the deeper world of numismatics. As collectors learn how to identify mint marks, judge wear, and recognize strike quality, they begin to appreciate why certain coins command premiums. The Denver mint mark on the reverse instantly connects the coin to a specific place and production history, adding another layer of interest. Over time, this educational exposure creates emotional attachment, and emotionally valued coins often become financially valued coins as demand grows organically. The auction market has also played an important role in shaping perceptions of value for modern Washington quarters. While most 1989 quarters sell modestly, headline-grabbing sales of top-graded or error examples create excitement and renewed interest. These results remind collectors that hidden gems still exist in modern coinage. When a certified high-grade 1989 quarter or a dramatic mint error appears at auction and attracts competitive bidding, it sends a message to the entire collecting community. Suddenly, thousands of people begin checking their own coins more carefully, increasing awareness and driving demand for quality examples. Long-term trends suggest that coins like the 1989 Washington quarter are positioned well for future appreciation within specific niches of the market. Complete Washington quarter date and mint sets remain popular, and late 1980s issues are essential components of those collections. As older collectors pass down collections and younger collectors enter the hobby through modern coins, demand remains steady. At the same time, the number of untouched, high-quality 1989 quarters continues to decline. This slow but constant reduction in supply strengthens the coin's position in the collector market and supports higher prices for premium specimens. Ultimately, the story of the Washington Quarter $1989 is a story about patience, knowledge, and perspective. It proves that value is not always obvious at first glance. A coin that once passed through countless hands in everyday transactions can later become a respected collectible when viewed through the lens of history, condition, and rarity. For viewers watching this video, the lesson is clear: never underestimate modern coins, never rush to spend your change, and always take a closer look. The next valuable discovery might already be sitting quietly in your collection, waiting for the right moment to be recognized. As collectors dig deeper into the 1989 Washington Quarter, many begin to appreciate the subtle craftsmanship that often goes unnoticed by the general public. Even though this coin was produced for everyday use, the artistry behind John Flanagan's original design still shines through in well-preserved examples. In very fine condition, the balance between wear and remaining detail creates a look that many collectors find especially attractive. The contours of Washington's profile, the symmetry of the lettering, and the structured layout of the reverse eagle all reflect a design that stood the test of time for over 6 decades. This artistic longevity adds to the coin's appeal, reminding collectors that beauty and value are not always tied to age alone, but also to design integrity and historical continuity. Another overlooked element contributing to the importance of the 1989 quarter is its place within the broader economic and social environment of the late 1980s. This was a period of growth, transition, and modernization in the United States, and coins minted during this era circulated widely during significant cultural and economic moments. Every Washington quarter from 1989 silently witnessed history as it passed from hand to hand. For collectors, this connection to real-life usage gives the coin a narrative quality. Coins with stories often attract long-term interest, especially when future generations look back at late 20th century America as a closed historical chapter rather than recent memory.